Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for the night, December 8th, 2011. Now, didn't make an attack on it now, make one of them all, but as of right now, doing this review, heading towards Final Resolution. This was the Final Impact before the pay-per-view this Sunday, Final Resolution. I thought it was it's TNA. It's always hit and miss with them. And I thought this was a okay Impact, not as good as Raw on Monday, heading towards their little pay-per-view, but still I thought Impact was decent tonight. There's some okay wrestling tonight, some decent situations and storylines building towards the pay-per-view this Sunday. And we could have some injury reports. Who knows what'll happen this Sunday. Let's get started with Sting coming out addressing Bobby Roode. Now, Bobby Roode had to be punished for what he done, for attacking AJ, attacking Hardy, and putting his hands on the TNA president, Dixie Carter. Now, Roode had his little punishment last week in a triple threat with Hardy and AJ. But Bobby Roode, with the little help from Jeff Jarrett, got the victory over Jeff Hardy as part of this triple threat. And Bobby needs more punishment. So, heading towards this match this Sunday against AJ, it will be an attack match, teaming up with Mr. Jarrett against Hardy and AJ. Final Resolution opponents respectfully. Before that happened, Bobby Roode had to apologize to Dixie Carter for what he did. Basically apologize for being a jackass, that's all he did. You know what I mean? He wasn't sincere at all in his thing. And I think Bobby is a wrestler, but his character is a little bit demeaning these days, especially what he did. Spat on Dixie Carter. I would never spit on a woman. I have more dignity than that. But I know there's a storyline. They're trying to enhance Bobby's evil side. Evil! Indeed. Kind of time reference. Anyway, Bobby wants to prove he's evil. That he's a bad guy. And he says, fuck authority, basically. He's disobeying Sting and spat on Dixie Carter tonight. Proves that Bobby Roode doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks about his actions. Him being the TNA champion, he doesn't want to be respectful, classy like a champion. He wants to be ruthless, egotistical, cocky little bastard. He's proven that tonight for what he did, giving an insincere apology, and of course heading towards his match tonight. And AJ confronted him backstage. AJ wanted to beat the shit out of him. Sting holding him back, but of course AJ was going to let out all of his aggression in the main event tonight when he teams up with Hardy against Roode and Jarrett. I'll get to all of that in a few minutes or so. Now on to our very first match of the evening. Samoa Joe and Abyss faced off in what I like to call the Battle of the less promoted. Two guys who were on top of the world at one point. Both former TNA champions. Both former TNA X Division champions. Now they're kind of stuck in the middle. Of course, we all know Abyss's current storyline of Steiner and Bully Ray trying to win him back into Immortal. Getting him chicks last week. They try to get it this week with a little attempt. Now, this match between Joe and Abyss. Okay matchup. You know, these guys were very athletic for being big guys about 4 or 5 years ago. They still got some athletic ability in there, but they still haven't shown it with the promotion they've been getting lately, being demoted in silly storylines. You know, Joe with his little thing about not being in the Bound for Glory series and being eliminated early, and Abyss being in Immortal, now being out of it, not knowing what direction to go to. Same thing with Joe. They're both guys stuck with no direction, basically, from TNA. They're trying to fill in the blanks until TNA gives them something sufficient to do. So we had Joe taking control of Abyss. And then all of a sudden, Scott Steiner came flying down, distracting the referee. And here comes Bully Ray with the chain, waving in against Samoa Joe. Abyss gets the victory 1, 2, 3, with a little help, needed or not, from Bully Ray and Steiner. Now Steiner and Bully were like, yay, we're back on the good side with Abyss. Abyss is back in the moto. No, Abyss gave him a black hole slam and a choke slam for their helping, for the trouble. So it means that Abyss is still not cool with them, and he still does not want to be in Immortal anymore. And Immortal's in dire straits, kind of. Especially after what happened to Gunner tonight, which I'll get to in a moment. Now, our second match. First of 2 Knockouts matches involving the women competing for the Knockouts title this Sunday. Gail Kim and Mickie James both had matches. Starting off with Mickie James taking on Madison Rayne, Gail's Knockout Tag Team Champ partner. Now this match, pretty decent matchup for a Knockouts match. TNA puts on a little bit better Knockouts matches. They give them a little bit more time. Especially after last week's Knockout Street Fight with Mickie and ODB being well. And Madison came like a house of fire. She knew that she wanted to take out Mickie, make her less than 100%, make her easy pickings for a tag partner, Gail, as forced by Karen Jarrett. So Madison had the match going her way, beating the crap out of Mickie with some moves, some kicks and stuff. But Mickie came flying back, giving her a nasty DDT, giving her the victory, and facing a possibly irate Karen Jarrett would be Madison Rayne. But despite that, the night would get a little better for the Knockouts VP, which I'll get to in a moment, despite Madison's loss. Because Mickie had momentum on her side, getting towards the pay-per-view. Nice little win for Mickie over Madison. We also had some segments tonight. After some more Abyss match, we had the Pope, the Angel De Niro, and Devon talking about their tag team title match. They won a #1 contenders match last week to get a shot against Crimson and Matt Morgan at Final Resolution. Well, Devon was playing the respect card, saying, respect you guys, but when it comes down to it, competition's competition, and we want those tag titles. Bob was the ego one. He's like, I don't agree with my man says, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna beat your asses for the money, the De Niro. It kind of reminds me of what Inc. went through earlier this year with Jesse Neal being the respectful one, and Shannon Moore being the disrespectful punk. Basically, that's what went down in this situation with Devon and Pope playing different parts. They both ended up being the crowd, attacking both Crimson and Matt Morgan. And with a little help from Devon's sons, their little storyline with Devon's continuing with Devon getting mad at them for getting involved, once again, without his permission. It's kind of a love-hate thing with Pope and Devon. You know, they love each other, they have some problems. They don't agree on everything, like Crimson and Matt Morgan. So we'll see what happens this Sunday, who will walk out with the TNA World Tag Team titles. Next was Gunner getting another shot against Garrett Bischoff. Now, Gunner came into Garrett's gym last week, attacking on sight, wanting to get his hands on Garrett, where he did tonight. He promised no Flair and Bischoff, Eric Bischoff that is, and they did come out, but they went to the back for Gunner's sake. This match was okay matchup, to say the least. Garrett's okay in the ring. He's still got a lot to prove. I think he could wrestle this Sunday, be forced a match by Eric or whatever. Who knows what will happen this Sunday with Garrett. But Garrett looked decent out there. But Gunner took control of the match. He really wanted to show Eric Bischoff, he's loyal and wants to take out Garrett by himself. But Garrett got the wall up. 1, 2, 3, victory for Garrett. But in the end, Garrett may have won the match, but he didn't win the war with Gunner beating the shit out of him outside the ring, whamming him outside against the ring post. He was about to power drop him outside the ring, but Eric came out thinking, ooh, Eric's going to have a heart for once. No, he said, take off the matting, power drop him on concrete. That's what Gunner did. Pile driving Garrett onto the concrete. sending him to the hospital, real or not injury. Now we have another knockout match. As I mentioned, Mickie James had a little warm-up match against Madison. It had to be fair, so she had to put Gail Kim in a warm-up match against Karen's assistant, Tracy Brooks. Now you'd be like, well, good. Tracy's going to get a little bit of retribution because she's been frustrated with the treatment she's been given by Karen in the last couple of weeks. But Karen told Tracy, basically, lay down for Gail Kim. She did lay down for Gail. 1, 2, kick out by Tracy Brooks. And Tracy, as I mentioned, the frustration and animosity spelled out of her attacking the crap out of Gail Kim. Thinking this is going to be a walk in the park for Gail with Tracy laying down. Tracy wouldn't lay down, and she couldn't back down. She wouldn't back down from Gail, but an intervention from Karen Jarrett helped seal the win for Gail. With Tracy distracted with Karen Jarrett waiting to choke her out. Madison came from behind. Referee distracted, rammed Karen with the belt on her back. Tracy laid out by Madison. 1, 2, 3. Gail Kim gets the victory over Tracy Brooks, giving herself momentum as well for her match against Mickie this Sunday. So who have knocked out, walk out with the title? I say Gail will. You know, she only came back for about a month. She doesn't deserve to lose the title after a month. Basically, she doesn't want TNA to treat her bad again. You know, 1 month you're champion, next you're not. Who knows what'll happen? But they gave Velvet after so long, giving her the title, then losing it in a month. So who knows what they'll do with Gail this Sunday. But if Gail does win Sunday, expect some cheating to be involved from Karen or Madison like tonight. Then on to our main event. A tension-filled tag team main event, as AJ Styles teamed up with Jeff Hardy against Bobby Roode, the TNA champion, and Jeff Jarrett. Final resolution opponents respectively. Jarrett will take on Hardy in the steel cage match, with Karen handcuffed to Sting. Jarrett wins. Jeff Hardy's out. TNA. Jeff Hardy wins. He gets a title shot. And of course, AJ will take on Bobby Roode in an Iron Man match. So there's a little warm-up, little preview for what will happen this Sunday. Decent tag team match with these 4 guys. You know, Jeff Hardy didn't work that well because, you know, he had to do the whole, he has his little back injury thing, so he worked against Jarrett a lot outside the ring, and AJ worked a lot against Roode and Jarrett in the ring. AJ kind of tweaked his knee a bit while doing a springboard, fake or not, who knows. Decent matchup. It was mostly a 2-on-1 on AJ most of the match with his leg being out. Hardy got in a little bit. He didn't do any of his big moves tonight. Basically, the ending was Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy fought all the way in the back, attacking each other in the back, leaving AJ alone with Bobby Roode. Bobby got him in an ankle lock. AJ got to the ropes. And AJ got the roll up. 1, 2, 3. He pinned the TNA World Champion Bobby Roode to get himself momentum for his match against Roode this Sunday. Now, like Garrett Bischoff, AJ may have won the match, but Bobby Roode had the last word in winning the war, attacking AJ, heading towards the knee outside the ring, beating him up after the match. And AJ couldn't stand on his 2 feet, limping a bit at the ramp. Bobby Roode came back out after the initial attack. Boom! 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 Boom, boom, boom. Bobby Roode aimed towards the knee again, running on an impact with the TNA champ rising above AJ, heading towards this Sunday. I say Bobby Roode will retain the match. Who knows what will happen this Sunday at the pay-per-view. Decent impact tonight. Okay matches heading towards the pay-per-view. Great momentum. Some Good matches tonight. Okay wrestling and storylines with AJ and Bobby and Jared and Hardy. Heading towards their matches. Decent impact tonight from TNA. Not as good as Raw, but still, it's TNA. What do you expect? That is it for my TNA Impact Wrestling review. See you all later with that man. You have been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much. See you later. Yeah.